Russell Fry, Republican from South Carolina. Congressman, good morning to you and welcome back to the show, sir.
Good morning. Great to be here.
Just for starters, where do you stand on this anti-weaponization fund? And are you one of the Republicans who has heartburn over it?
I think it's important to just go back in time just briefly and remember that we absolutely did see the weaponization of our federal government against its own citizens. And I think there's been multiple government reports about this, multiple inspector generals that have come forward and said that these absolutely happened. And what we do also know is that Democrats didn't have a weaponization fund, but they were paying out people, in the last administration, paying them to go away. And so this fund obviously was created. There was settlement, in the courts about this. And so I think there's some intense fellowship, as the Speaker likes to say, on the Senate side about what this looks like, who's in control, how somebody comes forward. This is a relatively new concept because this just happened. And so the Senate seems to be taking their deliberative approach. But it is important that when our government overreaches, that there's a recourse for people when their government is weaponized against them.
And when it comes to January 6th, I mean, do you think that those who were convicted or those who pleaded guilty should be getting taxpayer dollars for that? I mean, that's what this all is, correct? Taxpayer money?
Well, and there's no telling that it would be for that. I think that's part of the discussion right now on where these things go. What we have seen is, for instance, Catholics being targeted because of their faith. That there was a Catholic memo that originated from Washington, D.C. We've seen moms and parents that wanted to be involved in their child's education be targeted and put on a watch list somewhere. So in my mind, when I'm looking at this on ways in which our government abuses and violates the civil liberties of our citizens, there's any number of people who could come forward. And I think that's part of the discussion here on the settlement and how this is structured and who makes these decisions, that when our government overreaches, what is the recourse? And what are the damages? Some of these people have had their reputations completely destroyed because they dared to question the liberal orthodoxy of their child's school board, right? And I think that's fundamentally un-American. So this fund may rectify some of that and at least keep a guardrail on our government from abusing the civil liberties. So let the Senate deliberate and do what they do. But this is at least a good discussion worth having.
I know you're on the House side, but Senate Republicans are frustrated over this fund. And here's what Senator Shelley Moore Capito just told News Nation's Joe Khalil.
Well, I mean, I think we have more questions. I think the weaponization fund is a question. The ballroom still, I think, remains vague. And we're losing our core mission here, which is to fund Department of Homeland Security. So hopefully those questions will be answered when we get back.
And do you have any idea on a timeline?
No.
Yeah, so you're now on recess until June 1st. This won't make it to the president's desk by then when he asked for it. That was his deadline. So what is the timeline for voting on this now, sir?
Well, to me, it's as soon as possible. I think the voters sent us to Washington, D.C. to make sure that we fund our homeland, that we support our brave men and women in ICE, that we secure our border. Those are the fundamental contours of this big budget process. And so that seems to be where I'm at. I'm ready to vote tomorrow. Certainly there's maybe some wrinkles that need to be ironed out or ideas that need to be well thought out. But the fundamental mission remains is we need to fund these people who are protecting our homeland. We can't continue to use them as political pawns because of the whims of Washington, D.C.
Congressman Russell Fry, I got to end it there and end the show, but thank you for your time, sir, as always. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Markey.